think that you all feel the same way. I certainly hope you do. But even if you don't, that's fine. And that is that we need to synchronize. We need to synchronize our mindful focus. This is a message that I had received from Gaia. Now it was in 2009, so many years ago. But many people have been getting the same message, which is the meaning of synchronizing, right? Many people get exactly the same message. And the message is that each of us has been doing many wonderful mindful practices in our life, for our health, for our way of living, and for the way that we make a living. But now we also have to put all those together. We have to do it in the same clock time. Many of us may feel that we are light workers, we've come from other planets, and we are now hovering above the surface of this planet to help, but not to be. And the message I get is that if we are on earth, we are meant to be exactly here. We have not come here to go away anywhere anymore. We have to be here. We have to make this world what we want. And a lot of the time, making this world really means waking up to knowing that it is exactly the way it is meant to be. But that waking up will actually change everything. So it actually is making it another world. Because when you wake up to one reality, you've woken up to one world, and then you wake up again, and then you see that one world in a completely different way. So today, because it's about grandfather's son, in India we say Suryadev, so it is a god. And it's not just ancient people who saw the sun as a god. We see it now. It's because of the sun that there's brightness, there's light. Our very eyes and our vision, to which we give so much importance, can only happen because of the sun. And the sun gives us another very wonderful gift. It gives us the gift of shadow. It gives us the gift of shade. It gives us the gift of the moon. So many gifts we get because of the sun. We are all lit up because of the sun. So actually the particles of the sun are within us. And that's why we are today going to co-create with the sun. So that was my introduction. And I know that all of you are very beautiful lights and suns. That's what I always tell people, because I feel that once your brightness is within you, you start attracting the brightness within other people. So it's not that you attract bright people, but you attract the brightness within everyone. There's a very beautiful message which I'd got from Taveta once. Very often people get very startled and shocked by what they don't know. When you don't know and you feel something is very strong in your around you, you start feeling that maybe there's some, and a person distresses you, you may feel that that person is in the darkness because you feel you're in the light. But if you see the light in that person, maybe it is that light which is instead of helping you to see, it's actually blinding you. So that's another gift we get from the sun, that when we are with one another, we learn how much of our brightness to show and how much of it to hide. So we also learn how to expand and contract our aura, just as I think the Mother Earth does for the sun. Because the sun also breathes and does the same thing. But for us to feel comfortable in the sun, we need the atmosphere that we get from Mother Earth. So that's as much as I'm going to speak for now. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to request Kisitua, he's a grandfather, Kisitua Musum. He's to start this circle. After that, we will each say what we are co-creating in the world today in maybe just one sentence. As someone is telling me that my voice is breaking, but from our inner ear, whenever we can't hear one another, listen with our inner ear. And then after that, Taveta will guide us into a meditation. And then we will do the most important aspect for all the circles, which is the same in all, and that is the gratitude lotus, which we will do in sync. So after the meditation, Taveta, please let me know if you want music after the meditation for a while, and I'll play it so that we stay in that space for a while. So let me know by any means. So I now ask Kisitua to please open this circle formally. Kisitua, you're on mute.
I was silent anyway. Great mystery. We're grateful for your presence in our circle again, and for our awareness of your presence. We ask your help in maintaining our awareness of the sacredness of all around us. We breathe it in, we breathe it out. We swim within you. And sometimes we forget that. So we ask for the next hour that we remember, with your help, that all things are sacred. Hi, all our relations.
Thank you. Now, if everyone can unmute themselves and say, in a word, just a word or a sentence, what are we co-creating today in this space? I'll call out your name. You can choose to say it aloud. You can choose to put it in the chat, or you can just say it in your heart. If we don't see you unmuted or chatted, we will just listen with our heart what you're saying. So can I call first on Becca?
Today, I'm co-creating alignment, practicing what I preach.
And with you, we are doing the same. Thank you. Mariana?
I am in communication, what I've been working on.
Iriana? Co-creating peace and unity. Thank you. Denise?
Sharing what's being created here in an exponential way, whatever that is.
Thank you. Tree? Listening with the heart. So as we co-create together, I now request Taveta to please guide us into a meditation.
Today we're going to co-create divine peace, divine grace, and divine beauty. Divine grace is unconditional love, and divine beauty is wisdom with the sun. And all of you know, just before we start, begin to get into a nice, comfortable space. Rest, lie down, relax. I would like to remind you of the pyramids that have been created around the world. The pyramids of our ancestors that are in Egypt, South America, Europe, China, and so on. Close your eyes and begin to relax and feel a beautiful golden seal of white light coming down and around you as you relax deeper and deeper. Make sure your back is relaxed, your head is supported, or whether you're sitting or lying. Relax your shoulders. Allow your mind to travel to a sunflower. Hold the picture of a sunflower as you relax deeper and deeper. Your feet are quiet. Your body breathes more shallowly as you take a breath and let it go down through your body and out your feet. You are going into a quiet space of heart and mind. The sunflower is opening in your mind's eye, and it is taking you down deeper and deeper and going to help you travel to one of the pyramids, or it could be a mountain like Mount Shasta. Fiji. You find yourself moving deeper and deeper, quieter and quieter, in silence. As the sunflower begins to fade, you find the sun above your head, and you are in front of a pyramid or mountain. The sun is guiding you to seek the central sun of your own universe within. A door opens up in the pyramid or the mountain. You are relaxing deeper and deeper and deeper. As you go into the pyramid in the mountain, there is a light and a quietness that begins to take you farther and farther up and out through the pyramid or the top of the mountain. Your body feeling lighter and brighter and healthy and well as it gently climbs up and farther out and up and farther away. Things may come in and out of your mind. Allow them to flow through your mind and disappear. You see a crack in the top of the mountain and rays flowing into the top of the mountain. You're on a platform of marble light, and it glistens around you as it elevates you deeper and deeper into your soul sun within you, up and out onto the top of the pyramid in the mountain. And you feel the rays of the sun flowing deep within the particles of your being and your mind. You go deeper and deeper within the sun and the gentle warmth of the rays, and up through your spine, through your mind's eye, through the top of your crown. You begin to see your soul essence, the truth of who you really are, in all the rays of light shining around you. You begin to see what is brought to you in the coming months and weeks and year. The gifts of the sun, the gifts of your soul's purpose, the grace of divine love, and your soul's wisdom in connection to the divine central sun of the universe. You begin to see it clearly. You begin to feel it in the core of your body. All other things fade away. The past is gone. The spirit of the sun and the light of the sun surround you. You embody the central sun within your being, within the wholeness of your body. All other things are no longer of import. We are now in a new presence of the central sun. We are in a new awakening of her codes and her light source, impregnations of the crystalline structure and the spirit energy on the earth plane. We ask that you welcome and embody these codes and lights and the spirit. Embrace them and align now. You'll begin to find yourself floating up above the mountain in a cloud of light, surrounded by a circle of light sun, gently bringing you back to a beautiful green spot on the earth or a sandy beach. We ask that your guides and angels become recognized to you, or your spirit guardian. We ask that you recognize the universe you're living in and the planet and the spirits of nature that symbolize that you can call unto you on your journey. They are important. We ask that you remember them through the rays of the sun that beat on your face every day. We ask that you give thanks for their blessings and remembrance and call on their help as guides. Oh, Connie, down into the earth, down deeper into the diamond light of the earth. Your feet anchor into the core of the earth. And great wisdom flows up through you, through your central sun, uniting with the sun beyond. Surrounding yourself in a beautiful pattern of crystalline structure, of the beautiful spider web we weave in multidimensional layers of light through the matrix of our souls with other souls, our light with other light, shining brighter and brighter. See yourself now in a channel of your own light, with rays of the sun flowing from you, and bring yourself back into the presence of where you are. First and always opening your eyes or listening to the music play around you. The spheres of music are within your own patterning. You can hear a symphony of sound and music on the earth plane now. Begin to bring your eyes back when you're ready, or stay in this space. We give thanks to the divine presence that is within us and around us and guiding us. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. We are of and from the divine mind. We are light rays as we move out from where we are into the present moment. And we always give gratitude for the presence of everything we have and all that is around. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Namaste, namaste. And so it is. Opening your eyes always first and allowing the rest of your body to stay in that space and absorb the energy where you can feel it and in your own presence expand your own beingness within your own body and externally. Coming back gently. And when you're ready, you can click yourself in. There may be music playing or not. As the music stops, and brings us back into the earth plane through your heart. Allow yourself to float and gently, very gently come back.
From this space, we can begin to feel the gratitude.
It's beautiful for our children.
If you like, you can place yourself on video or not, as you are comfortable. And let us do this together. Please raise your hands in front of your heart chakra in the prayer position or gasho. This is the closed lotus of the heart, and it's filled with gratitude. And as we remember the things that we are grateful for, let us today remember the gifts of the sun, the gifts of light, of vision, togetherness, and love. And as we feel gratitude, let us begin one by one, slowly, to open each petal of the lotus in front of our hearts. Let us do it together with our eyes open, so that we are all doing it in synchronization. And when the lotus is in front of the heart, fully open, please allow it to stay for a while, accepting the gifts of loving light from Mother Earth and all beings. Stay here for a while to receive all the gifts. And then when we have received them and we feel full to overflowing, let us then radiate as the sun in unconditional love, as wide as your arms can go. So we're going to do it now together. Starting again. Let's sense one another and see if we can do this together, like a beautiful dance, a symphony. In the way that the sun and the moon and the earth synchronize with one another to give us life. Let us be the life for others. May we now share anything that we would like to. If you're ready to share, you could raise your hand or just unmute yourself and speak how you're feeling or what you would like to give as a gift to everyone in the world today, or what gift you have received.
I would like to share the presence of each of you and others that may listen. Thank you so much for this beautiful blessing of letting me share with you all, and your presence and your beauty and your light. It's amazing. And thank you, Meenakshi and Kasichua.
I'm grateful for the gift of family. And, my understanding of family has expanded remarkably at least in part from my years with the Cree. I think now a family of not just blood, but other two-leggeds and the whole web of life. I sit here looking out my window at the flowers, the trees, and the sky, and understand their family too, I think.
Who's next? Mariana, you want to share?
Yes, I give thanks to connection, the way we're connecting in these days. And may no soul feel alone, and may they feel that they can connect more than before with all their needs, with all their gifts. So I just give thanks for this amazing connection we're having now, and reducing all the loneliness in the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm in gratitude and appreciation for this co-creative energy and the intention to connect and to bring that together in this way. And for the teachers, each and every one of you that is here mirroring and teaching, and for the listening and the hearing. Meenakshi, hearing your voice is sort of like the comfort of the canopy of these trees for me today. So I thank each and every one of you.
Thank you. I feel very much in sync whenever Taveta guides anything. I'm feeling in sync with this mosquito who insists that I'm the Mother Earth for her right now. I'm the one who will give her nurturing for her children. And as I change the way I think about her hovering around my skin, it just gives me so much joy to know that even the things that we feel are distressing are really so beautiful. This world is constantly giving us gifts. I don't have to go to an acupuncturist to get a needle stuck into me. I can just walk in my garden and maybe a tiny little thorn will prick my skin and exactly where it's meant to go. That's the beauty of how I'm feeling with my world today. Very grateful that Kisitwa is here. And I'm hoping that he will give some teaching about the sun, grandfather's son, however he would like to. Does anyone else want to share anything? Tree, do you want to share? Tanis?
I would like to express my gratitude as well to you, Meenakshi, Taveta, and Kisitwa. Taveta, today's meditation is very special for me. Meenakshi knows I spent quite a long time living around pyramids. And so I can definitely relate to that in many levels. And my utmost respect for Tayta INTI, father son. It's a special connection. So pure gratitude, and I think, Meenakshi, you said something that's so important. It's synchronicity. I think in the fluid times that we live in, just to be able to have a space like this and synchronize is so important for our own growth and for how we impact those around us and the greater good. So thank you for this space. It is more than refreshing to be here. Pure gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. And I love Tree whether she speaks or is silent, because just the name itself brings so much of gifts. It's like the gift-giving tree. And very often I remember that they say that when the fruit tree, and I have several fruit trees in my garden, and when the tree is full of fruit, it bends just silently, and all we do is just pick the fruit from it. I don't know if the tree always knows its gifts. And I think of the tree that allows the saplings under it to grow, because there's this avocado tree in my house, in my garden, which had fallen in Hurricane Irma. And now 2 years later, it's already started to give more fruit, because a tiny little sapling grew from it, and it's growing from the trunk. Its roots are the broken roots of the old tree. And that's the beautiful gift that I'm feeling. Kisitua, do you want to share?
Well, you asked if I would speak of Father Son. I don't mind sharing that. Normally the creed do speak of the Son as father rather than grandfather, but I don't think there's a big difference. While the Mother Earth nurtures us, it's Father Son that provides the energy. It's from the energy of the Father Son that the trees function, taking energy from the sun and convert carbon dioxide to oxygen. The plants are all the same. And even we two-leggeds, we get our vitamin D from the sun if we are out. And there's something in the back of our eyes called the visual purple. It helps balance our hormones if we're outside in the sun. The creed don't talk much about those things. Mostly they refer to Father Son. They don't even talk about Father Son directly so much as letting the energy of Father Son flow through them. There are ceremonies, the sun dance, for example. I've taken it upon myself to use exercises where the energy of the Father Son is used to flow through the human body, from head down the front to the feet, and how to kind of collect that and use it for healing with Reiki. But fundamentally, it's the sun that provides the energy for our life on this planet. If it were not for the sun, or if we were a little further away from the sun, this planet would be dead, like Pluto or Saturn or Neptune. At least dead to our kind of life. We don't know yet about the other kinds. And so there's this sort of dance between Father Son and Mother Earth. It's almost like a round dance. And the energy comes in and the energy flows out, and it's converted in the process. And in that process, the air is warmed, the water is warmed, the plants grow. And from the plant soul, the critters grow. So it's every bit as important, I think, as the Mother Earth. But there are distinctions because I really do see it as Father. It's part of how do I tell the difference between Father and Mother? How do I make that distinction clear? I don't know how best to do that. It's like they're equals. can't function without both. And yet, I think, that Father Son is further away for some reason. And I think that reflects the native understanding of the role of the men who have to leave the center, the home, to find food. And the women stay in the home in the traditional families. And I think that same relationship exists between this Father Son and Mother Earth. Father Son's always further away. With our feet to Mother Earth, we stay on the camp, our home on Mother Earth. For the Father that provides us the food, the energy to survive is all coming from Father Son. And we can revel in the warmth. We can appreciate the light. But it's really hard to give Father Son a hug. The dances to Father Son are always painful.
I would like to share something about the sun when you're finished.
Yeah, I'm torn between my own confusion and what I have a right to share and what I don't. So please continue, and I will stop at this point. I know the honoring of Father Son is important, and the energy is important, and we would not survive without the energy of Father Son. But there are other distinctions that I'm not sure how to talk about. Hi.
I see Father Son as a divine presence, and it encourages us on the earth to understand that we are all to prosper on the earth. The earth prospers through its rays. Prosperity is not just, it's prosperity of the mind through the central sun of our own consciousness connecting with it. Rudolf Steiner used to say it was source. It reminds us that the earth ever breathes and lives, and we ever breathe and live. And the earth is sustainable on its own, and we can help it through cultivating the right prosperity of mind, body, and spirit, and applying it physically around us. The earth can sustain every single person on the planet right now as it is, only we aren't sustaining and using it correctly. So if we can co-create using the sun to allow the rays to come down and give prosperity of mind and spirit, an actual physical prosperity to every being through food and creativity. There is plenty on the planet. We ask Father, Son, and the guides to bring us the rays to learn how in different communities to expand their ability to share what is on the earth in the way that Father, Son does it on the earth plane. And while we're going through the year 2600 year cycle, that is no different. We can still use the rays of the sun through our own mind, body, and spirit, and prosper through health, wealth, and well-being. Thank you.
Thank you, Taveta. I also remember one thing that I'd read in childhood, Charles Dickens in Hard Times. And he said, the child over there says The sun is so huge, and yet I can place my thumb and hide it. And that's such a beautiful metaphor for me about how we open to receive and how we actually co-create our own experience. Because we can choose to look or not to look. We can turn our back to the gifts that we are receiving. And why I'm saying that is because so many times when something happens to us which is distressing, it becomes so important that we keep remembering it, thereby hitting ourselves again and again and again. Whereas when something wonderful happens to us, we can do exactly the same. Keep repeating it. The wonderful things are usually very soft, although the sun itself is very bright, but but it's little particles in what the is in the kindness, in the acts of kindness and goodness and loving that people do for one another. And those are usually very soft. But if we can keep remembering, like somebody told me recently, you always remember and you're always talking about your teachers. And I said, yes, my teachers are the teachers who are in front of me. And they are anyone who has taught me anything. If I have learned anything from anyone, I just never forget it. Because for me, it's like a light, a thread of light that connects me to the source of the central sun. It's all just connected, and that's for me the beauty. Who wants to share? Becca. I know that her thing is a little slow where she is. Becca is herself a sun for many people because she is a mentor, she's a guide, she's a counselor, and 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 has beautiful things to give to the world. Becca.
Mm. Thank you. Just so grateful to be here today. It's been many weeks, months of seeing the invitations and holding space and tuning in certain ways. And it's on a number of levels. And, you know, Meenakshi, as you just mentioned, and as I mentioned before, there's this thread of the teacher and the grandfather sun and the Mother Earth, as Kitsua was speaking, and Taveta, and, you know, everyone here, those teachers, that wisdom. And I've been reflecting on that storytelling and this culture in the United States that I've grown up in, and some of the ways that I would love to see the ray of the sun, those stories, that storytelling coming back into our culture so that we don't forget. Meenakshi, you were speaking in the beginning about that we speak of as weeds in our garden, and sometimes the relationship with those is less than favorable, and yet every aspect of every plant growing in the garden has something to teach us. And so I'm inspired. I'm inspired in a new way today to learn more about helping those rays of light really connect, and doing that in a way from, you know, as Kitsua was speaking, like from the indigenous cultures and from our teachers. So I'm just so grateful that it all aligned, and it's, you know, it is, as things are, of course, synchronistic, because it is today that who knows how this will unfold, but I'm feeling within myself a whole new level of clarity, something that I've been wanting and working to uncover and allow to unfold for some time. And so it's as if this morning that ray of sun reached me that I've been working through the clouds to receive. And so to show up and have this here be the theme, and the wisdom that's coming through is touching my heart very, very deeply. So thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Becca. I'm going to request Tanis now to share something. Tanis is the one who told me about how Mother Earth grows the plants you need when you walk. Tanis, will you share something? Will you come on with you?
Sure. So many things came to mind when I was hearing Kisitwa about the dance between the father and the mother, between Tayta INTI and Pachamama. And it's a dance between two words. It's a dance between wisdom and a dance between intelligence. And we have wisdom from Father Son, which is light. It's raw. It's strong and it's unfiltered. It's a source of life. It's a source of light. It's a source of movement. It's a source of energy. And on the other hand, we have Mother Earth, who's the intelligence, who has the ability not only to receive that light in its raw form, but to transform it into actionable individual lights that in turn give food, give additional life, give additional movement. So I see it as a dance. I see it as a dance between Father Son in its pure, raw wisdom, in a more subtle, transformative reception and redistribution as intelligence from Mother Earth. Tayta INTI, Pachamama.
That's beautiful. I'm not familiar with the word that you are using. Maybe one of you Kisitwa Tanis can say. Did you say Tayta INTI? What did you say?
Tayta INTI in Quechua is Father Son.
Ah.
Tayta is father, and INTI is son, and Pachamama is Mother Earth.
Okay.
And I refer to them, as you know, that's where I spend a lot of my time is in the
yes,
with the indigenous communities in the Andes in Peru.
Yeah. That is really what I enjoy so much, because people have been doing so many wonderful things for so many years, for years and years and years. And I really, that is really the call of the co-creator circle. Just come together and share your light. Don't be shy, because each of us has got something unique to share with one another. Everyone is really a teacher. The only difference between the ones we know are teachers and the ones we don't know are that the teacher has allowed themselves to give their life as a service, to say that I'm willing to come out of my comfort zone, because many of us, our comfort zone is silence, or just learning all the time, or just being out in nature and not speaking anything, maybe writing. One of my favorite sentences as a child in class used to be, if I was ever called on to talk, would be, I can write, like that. I couldn't speak. And the teacher would say, what are you saying? And I'm saying, I can write, but I can't speak. You know, till I finally met one Irish nun who forced me to speak, made my life very, very uncomfortable, and but allowed me to see that, yes, the things that I say are not always going to be slapped down, which is what a shy child would feel, but that people might find it useful. And so we have to speak of the symphony, the poetry of our hearts. We must speak. Tree, this is for you. I know Ariana, where she is usually there's not enough bandwidth, and that's why sometimes she says that she can't, that she may not be sharing. Who's going next? Kisitwa, you want to share what you didn't share so far? You said there was something, although I know we're almost to the end, but people are allowed to stay or go as they like. I will be here.
I was looking for a prayer I remember reading recently, and this is a small part of a rather long traditional prayer that is said daily by the traditional people in some of the tribes. And the part that we're want to share is just a short paragraph about the sun. And it said, we are now greeting and thanks to our elder brother, the sun. Each day without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of new days. He is the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one, which fits what you're trying to say about being in sync with one another. And this particular, and it's a very long prayer because it goes through the Mother Earth and the critters and the birds and the whole litany of relatives. But this particular one, the tribe is teaching their children to say every day first. Instead of, that's what they say instead of the Pledge of Allegiance from their reserve. And I thought that was rather pertinent today. I haven't heard the Cree refer to the son as elder brother, but I don't think they would have any objections to that particular formulation. You know, I think all the tribes are pretty much the same, and they don't get too worried about whether we're talking about grandfather, father, or elder brother when they refer to the son or anything else. The really important point is this is our relative. This is our relative, which is what I was trying to say when I was talking about being grateful for family today. You know, the family is becoming more and more inclusive. And Father Son is, I keep getting back to the energy that is so crucial to life, and how to use it as a healer. So that's an important part of what my work has been, using the Mother Earth and the Father Son as energies, as healing tools. But that's what I wanted to say. That's why I shut the video off. I wanted to look for, that's another piece out of this book. I keep saying, if you really like native, Braiding Sweetgrass is one of those beautiful books I've read in a long time.
Thank you. Becca has a book club. Becca, I think you might want to have that book in your book club. And if you do, I will join.
I was just going to ask if you could say the title again. What, can you say the title again, please?
Put it in chat.
Okay. I don't know if I can see it because, well, okay, got it, found it.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Braiding Sweetgrass.
Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanis. It's fine if people need to leave because I know it's 12. Yes. Thank you for everything.